Saturday morning, about 9:30. Up on a silage clamp. There's a clamp here. Nice bit of snow. Not nice, bloody horrible now, I've had enough there. Snow's fun for about 5 minutes, isn't it? And then it gets a bit boring. Silage clamp is completely fell in. Now, I said in one of my videos ages ago, probably one where I'm making this silage and sheeting down, these green sheets are great because they save you a bit of time, save you chucking tyres on. Until you get to now, and you've got a silage clamp like that. So it's all fell in at front, in the middle of the night. I come on down here with the tractors. I've got their wagon tractor over there ready to go. Tractor there ready to load up. I chuck some tyres in the bucket. And I've got to get down there now. I chuck a few tyres back. Bloody tyres are stuck to the ice too. So look back at the ground. That was really snowy. I reckon we have more snow here than bloody anywhere else in the country at one point. We had a fair powdering. So these tyres, I'm trying to pull them off and whatnot. Now I've got to get down there, get the tractor, lift the sheet up a little bit, climb back up here and then pull that bloody hessian sheet back. That's not fun, and I ain't got no gloves on either. So we're going to find some. It's fucking freezing, man. Still minus one. I thought it was going to warm up. Here we go. So we've got to lift up to get the silage out. So we've got to put 2 load of grub round. So we're going to get down there now, get the tractor. Got 12-foot walls there. We climb down and get the tractor, lift that up to there, then walk back up round and then try to pull it over. Once I get it up on top, I'll be able to push a lot of it up with the tractor. Just get through the day. Right, here we go. So I just jumped down there, got the tractor, lifted it out of there. Now I'm going to just drag it back to get it to stay there because the tractor won't hold it there. So usually I could do it all with tractor push out and just get to the side of the shape, get through. Till someone else comes on and points in, obviously. So I'm just going to put it out now. Get to the side. Alright, here we go. All done. Yank that out. I've just got to cut side sheets now. Then I'll get silage out. Put in the wagon. Turn that wagon on a bit. And I'm ready to rub it. But that's my hands, and it's cold. Let me warm it up. Good thing it is. Wagon on, ready to go. Cut side sheets after that, cheeks. Got a lot in the middle to dig out. Well, you get the silage out now, what's the bonus? It's that time of year at the moment when everything looks a little bit rough. You're like, because it's dark all the time and it's winter and everything's looking a drag. You're walking around and everything looks a bit. I've got some calves here, what we're looking a bit poor. And I've separated them from all the rest. I've just got them better now. I thought I'd show you when they're getting a bit better instead of when they're a bit rough. See all their asses, they're all cleaned up. These old sheds here, this is why we moved all the calves in the calf huts, because these brick sheds, I reckon those walls, it doesn't matter how much you clean them, those walls have like all sorts of germs in, especially now we're having warmer winters. Really want painting really, but it's getting around and doing it. We have washed them off plenty of times, but I reckon calves pick up germs, because you think the sheds where you're rearing the calves in, you've got so many calves going through the system all the time, like you're banging through, like say this herd's like 350 cow herd, so it's going to be 350 in it, calves 330 or whatever, and they all go through these sheds, and each and every individual calf to have a few little germs and whatnot, and they put them in, and you clean the sheds out and shut the line down and whatever, but those walls, I reckon it gets in, and that's what I like about those calf huts, is they're plastic and the germs can't stick to them as well. So I think like that's better, and they're outside too, so calves get better fresh air. There's this, like, you can hear some coughing in here, where they're still like a little bit damaged but getting a bit better. I don't know what sort of germ they got. We didn't test them for anything, but I sort of knew they'd either had like rotavirus or pneumonia or something like that. So we just kept jabbing them up and making sure they all drank their milk each time and gave them plenty of med. It kept them nice and stored down and plenty of energy going into them. I just give them some cake there, and the majority of them are eating, and the two what aren't eating are trying to suck me, so that's good. And they're still on milk, and they get 3 litres each a day. So they're all, see, they're all like nice and clearing up. But the effort you have to put into it for these ill ones to get better. So you want to try to avoid that sort of situation, because when you do get ill, it just costs you time and hassle, and then it's not that fun doing that. So lucky enough, they're on the mend, and all these are heifers too, so it's good. Right, so that was the calves, and down the silage camps now. Managed to get my truck back. He's been in the garage ages, so he couldn't point out what's wrong with it. I ain't had it that long, but managed to sort something out, bloody out blue or something like that. Got my private number plate on too. Actually, extremely easy to swap number plates over now. No sending logbooks off and stuff like that. I can do it all online. I've done it all on my mobile phone in a matter of minutes. So I've done about 4 vehicles too on the farm, because like all of us got private number plates. With my father bought us 1 number plates for our like birthday presents, Christmas presents and whatnot. Silage camp there, that's what I've done this morning. Dragged that sheet back up over. Now the snow and that's melted and whatnot, I'm going to get out there again tomorrow and do a proper jog, because I've literally just dragged it back to get through. And then when Toby turns up in the morning, he's going to go out to eat shit when he sees that. That middle clamp there, we still haven't opened yet. That is October silage, what is sloped down. So going to leave that a little bit longer. Don't really want to open it yet, because the cows are milking extremely well. And as I talk about the cows milking well, because they've only just started milking well in the last 3 weeks, I've got these feed bins here, what a lot of you keep asking me about all the time. I thought they were fairly popular, but no one really seems to know what they are. So these are Sims bins, and they're made local from the Sims family. They come from Yeovil, what's just down the road. Anyway, I'll do a video now because I've put them all back to normal. What we do keep doing with these bins is beating the bloody doors off. So like, you're driving with a tractor and bucket and hit a door or whatnot. So we've got them both full up with blend because it's Christmas. So I thought fill them up, get ready to go, because we're feeding a lot of blend down the barrier at the moment. A lot of blend is going down the barrier, so and we're not feeding as much in the parlour. So usually we feed a lot through the parlour and not a lot down the barrier, like 3 or 4 kilos down the barrier. But we've upped them to 8 kilos down the barrier this year. And this is palm kernel 26% blend, and it is like bloody gold dust, this stuff. The cows are milking extremely well on it, and I've knocked the cows in the parlour right back on cake, because they're getting a 16% in the parlour. So it's all fairly dear. I think this works out at $4.25 a tonne. In the parlour cake it's $3.60 a tonne, because it's such like low protein. But it gets the cows to come in the parlour, that's why we feed in there, so that works quite well. And then because we got we get like milkers in to milk the cows, they can race them through quite quick, and it just works extremely well. Doors are on, ready for farm assurance. They say they're 20-tonne bins, but these hold a good 25-tonne plus. So I'll just show you the actual blend. So there's pros and cons with these bins. When matey comes and pumps the cake in, he pumps it in the chutes. He pumps it in the chutes, but like if you don't shut the doors, a bit does blow out like this, because it's very dusty stuff. So like before I have a farm insurance inspection, I'm going to have to clear all this away. But we do run the yard scraper down there quite often and sweep all this out. So it's not just a matter of coming in and sweeping away. It does hurt your, break your heart a bit when you've got to sweep this stuff away, since you're paying so much bloody money for it. But we don't get vermin, what's good, because we got cats everywhere and they scour down there. So if we didn't have cats, you'd have rats running in and out of here. This stuff is really fine. It does blow about in like most blending out. I think our wagon tractor and wagon is quite brown at the moment where it blows about, because it always seems to be dusty, windy here. But we're putting plenty of that in now to the cows, and it's going in with 1/3 maize, a bit of whole crop. We don't know how much whole crop, because it's just chucked on top of the maize, so that just goes along with the maize, and 2/3 silage. So it's about 323 cows, I think, going through the parlour, and they're eating a good 43 kilos of grub each. I think they are eating really well. This silage here is really dryish stuff too, so they're doing quite well, because like, you could do with a bit of moisture in it, I always think, like for the cows to add a bit of appetite. But see, this looks quite dry. In the bottom it's a bit gingery. I don't know where that comes from, but this is quite dry, coarsish stuff. I reckon we must have, without looking at the diary, we must have cut it fairly late. It looks quite stalky, like lay grassy stuff. So it would have been like a 5-year lay too, because we put a lot of them in. So, but you know, cows are eating it. They're shitting really well. When I milked the other day and they shit in the parlour, one had a big shit, just as I about put bloody unit on, but had a little dimple in, what I always think's great. And there's no maize corn coming out in the actual silage. So I say it's gone pretty good, because they're averaging 25, 26 litres each. These cows, these are all year round calving cows. And the fats are 4.9 at the moment, and the proteins are 3.5. What's good, because that's an extra penny, that is. And I think that is to do with that palm kernel stuff. I think that's really helping them out. So that stuff's really good, but I'm hoping not too many people cotton on and buy that stuff, because there ain't a hell of a lot about it, for farmers said. Those ill calves I showed you what are getting better now. They've always been in those sheds from day one, so we don't move no calves about as soon as they go in sheds, because you can just give yourself a world of problems. These calves here are all in huts, so we've just had a big clear out of bull calves. All the bull calves have gone on, so most of these are heifers, bar the odd Angus what are coming out. So these are all doing relatively well at the moment. You know, we've had a bit up and down weather. Like, it's been cold and it's been hot, and now it's like we've just gone through a cold spell and it's gone hot again. So they're doing quite well. A lot of work, mind these outdoor huts. You've got to keep them bedded up all the time. You know, you can't let the outside go shitty and just like straw down the inside. You've got to, through all the weather, you've got to keep chucking plenty of straw down. You've got to make sure you keep giving them, like, they're taken out in the sheds and whatnot. So yeah, they do work well. And then the old huts what I built years ago, I think I was about 18, I think I said that before. They're still going, and I've kept them poorly because they're sentimental and I don't want to smash them up, but they do work well too. There you go, there you are, that's the lineup. Look at that. Look at that sunset in the background too, that's good, isn't it? Let me take a picture of that.